Every car ad promises reliability, but no one tells you about the expensive repairs, constant warnings, and dashboard lights that never turn off. Some brands are disasters in disguise. That's why I made this list. 12 trash car brands to avoid buying in 2025. And wait till you hear what takes the top spot. It's so bad. Skip this video and you might end up paying the price for someone else's bad engineering. Starting at number 12 is Volvo, the brand that thinks throwing airbags at every problem makes up for everything else falling apart. Look, Volvo built their entire identity around safety. But what they don't tell you is that being safe doesn't mean being reliable. The XC90, their flagship, has this annoying habit of electrical systems going haywire right when you need them most. We're talking infotainment screens that freeze during winter, backup cameras that black out randomly, and my personal favorite, the tailgate that decides it doesn't want to open in parking lots. Here's what really gets me. Their XC60 burns through oil like it's going out of style. Owners report adding a quart every 3,000 miles, which wouldn't be such a nightmare if Volvo didn't require their special synthetic blend that costs $15 per quart. And don't get me started on their timing belt service, $2,800 every 105,000 miles. The worst part? Volvo acts like this is normal. It's European engineering, they say. Yeah, European engineering that empties your wallet faster than a Vegas casino. Number 11 is Audi, and man, do they love their marketing about German engineering. Let me tell you, current Audis are built with the same philosophy as a Swiss watch, except they break like a dollar store timepiece. The A4 is notorious for its timing chain stretch. This isn't some rare problem. It's so common that independent shops have special tools just for Audi timing chains. What really ticks me off is their infotainment system. The multimedia interface, they call it MMI, is more like maybe my interface because it works when it feels like it. Owners spend $800 to $1,200 annually just keeping these systems functional. And here's a fun fact. They keep more 3-year-old Audis in for warranty repairs than Honda keeps 10-year-old Accords. The crazy part is that Audi charges $180 per hour for labor. You know what costs $180 an hour? Brain surgery. At least brain surgeons fix things that stay fixed. At number 10, Volkswagen, the company that thought cheating on emissions tests was a good business strategy. That scandal should have been your first red flag. But if you missed it, their current lineup will remind you daily. The Atlas SUV has this quirky habit of eating fuel pumps. Not occasionally, consistently. There's literally a class action lawsuit brewing over this. The Jetta's TSI engine, pure headache fuel. Every 30,000 miles, you're looking at $600 to $800 for a walnut shell blasting service to clean the intake valves. That's not maintenance. That's a design flaw they've packaged as scheduled service. Their dual clutch technology sounds impressive until you realize it's basically two manual transmissions fighting each other for control. These transmissions shudder, jerk, and eventually need complete replacement around 80,000 miles for about $4,500. Number 9 is BMW. Look, I get it. BMWs are fun to drive, but maintaining one is like having a beautiful girlfriend who's constantly shopping on your credit card. The X5's air suspension system fails so predictably that I've seen shops offer preemptive replacement packages. What BMW doesn't advertise is its Vanos system. Variable valve timing sounds fancy, but when it fails, you're looking at $2,500 to $3,500 in repairs. BMW uses plastic timing chain guides that disintegrate like wet cardboard. Every single 3 Series from 2006 to 2013 will need this done eventually. And can we talk about BMW's customer service? They act like they're doing you a favor by letting you own their car. It's just not worth it, guys. At number 8, we have Chrysler. Proof that sometimes brands should just die with dignity instead of shambling on like automotive zombies. The Pacifica minivan has achieved something truly special. It's been recalled more times than most people change their oil. We're talking 23 major recalls since 2017, including one where the sliding doors could randomly open while driving. Family road trip, anyone? The real kicker with Chrysler is their Pentastar V6. On paper, it looks decent. I mean, 280 to 290 horsepower, direct injection, all the buzzwords. In reality, these engines have a nasty habit of dropping valves into cylinders. Not wearing out valves, literally dropping them like they gave up on life. The repair bill, $6,000 to $8,000 for a complete engine rebuild. Number 7 is Jaguar. The F-Pace, their best-selling SUV, has so many gremlins, random warning lights, phantom error codes, and my absolute favorite, the infotainment system that occasionally displays error messages in what I can only describe as automotive hieroglyphics. Jaguar's reliability rating is so bad that Consumer Reports stopped tracking some models because there wasn't enough reliable data. How do you not have enough data when cars spend more time broken than running? The F-Type convertible top mechanism fails so frequently that Jaguar extended the warranty specifically for that component. Just that component. Jaguar charges premium prices for parts that break at economy car rates. A replacement door handle for an XF costs $380. Not the whole door, just the handle. When a door handle costs more than most people's monthly car payment, you know something's wrong. Hey, before we dive into our top 6, the cars that make everything we've covered so far look reliable, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you'll want to know which brands made our most avoided list. At number 6 is the Mercedes-Benz. These used to be the cars that lasted forever, but current Mercedes are more like expensive smartphones. Pretty, complex, and destined to become obsolete fast. The C-Class has been recalled 8 times in 2 years for various issues, including wheels that can literally fall off. Yes, on a Mercedes. The worst engineering decision Mercedes made was their dual-clutch 7G DCT transmission. This thing shudders, jerks, and makes noises like a blender full of gravel. The fix? Complete transmission replacement at 60,000 to 70,000 miles for $12,000 to $15,000. What really gets under my skin is Mercedes's diagnostic tools. They use proprietary software that only MB dealers can access, meaning independent shops can't properly diagnose problems. It's automotive extortion. You can only get it fixed where they want you to, at the prices they set. $250 per hour labor rates are becoming normal at Mercedes dealerships. Number 5 is General Motors, the company that's perfected the art of making cars that break in new and creative ways. GM's 8-speed transmission has been the star of class action lawsuits coast to coast. These transmissions have hard shifts, delayed engagement, and a particular talent for stranding drivers in parking lots when reverse decides to stop working. The Chevy Equinox with the 1.5-liter turbo engine is legendary for all the wrong reasons: oil consumption issues, timing chain stretch, and vacuum pump failures. GM says burning a quart of oil every 2,000 miles is within specifications. Specifications for what? A broken engine? GM's customer service philosophy seems to be deny, delay, and hope they go away. Warranty claims average 35 to 40 days for approval. That's over a month to decide if they'll fix their own defective parts. Meanwhile, you're making payments on a car you can't drive. At number 4 is the Jeep. The Wrangler has something called death wobble. And no, I'm not exaggerating the name. Hit a bump wrong at highway speed, and the whole front end starts shaking like it's having a seizure. The fix involves replacing half the front suspension for $2,000 to $3,000. The Grand Cherokee is equally entertaining. The gear shifter looks normal, but sometimes doesn't actually shift the transmission. There have been rollaway incidents where cars rolled down hills because the shifter said park, but the transmission said neutral. The NHTSA has issued multiple warnings about this. What kills me about Jeep is their electrical systems. The Wrangler's wiring harnesses are designed by someone who clearly never heard of waterproofing. Water gets in everywhere, corroding connections and causing random electrical faults. For a vehicle marketed for off-road use, you'd think they'd make it at least as water-resistant as a basic smartphone. The bronze medal for automotive disasters goes to Land Rover. Oh, every Range Rover comes with 2 guarantees. It'll look amazing and it'll brake in ways that defy physics. The Evoque's air suspension fails so reliably you could set your calendar by it. Around 40,000 miles, expect to spend $4,000 to $6,000 on new air springs and compressors. The Discovery Sport takes British electrical problems to new heights. Random warning lights are so common that owners have learned to ignore them. Land Rover's terrain response system has settings for different driving conditions, except it randomly switches modes by itself. Imagine driving in snow mode on dry pavement because your car's having an identity crisis. Fixing the system requires complete reprogramming at the dealer for $1,200 to $1,500. The silver medal goes to Nissan and their luxury puppet Infiniti, two brands united by their shared love of failing CVT transmissions. Nissan's CVT strategy seems to be make it cheap, make it fail right after warranty expiration. The Rogue, Sentra, and Altima all use CVTs that have lawsuits lined up like customers at a DMV. These CVTs don't just fail, they fail spectacularly, shuddering, whining, and making noises like a cement mixer full of bolts. The replacement cost, $4,500 to $6,000. But here's the truly evil part. Nissan extends the CVT warranty to 84,000 miles, but only for the original owner. Buy a used Nissan and you're literally buying someone else's ticking time bomb. Infiniti isn't any better despite the premium badge. The QX60's CVT has the same problems with a higher price tag. Alright, the gold medal for automotive garbage goes to Stellantis brands, specifically Ram and Dodge, where Italian flair meets American muscle and creates spectacular failures. The Ram 1500 with the e-torque mild hybrid system is a masterclass in overcomplicating simple things. The electric motor assistance randomly quits, leaving you with a heavy truck that drinks gas like a drunk sailor. But nothing, and I mean nothing, beats the Dodge Durango for creative ways to brake. The start button fails so often that owners keep spare key fobs, not because they lose them, but because the button itself breaks. The HVAC system has a special talent for blowing hot air when you want cold and shutting off completely when you need it most. The absolute worst is Ram's air suspension system. It fails so predictably that independent shops now offer conversion kits to switch to regular coil springs when third-party companies create alternatives to your factory equipment because your equipment is so unreliable. You know you've messed up. So, which car brand do you think deserves to be added to this trash list? And which one do you think doesn't belong here at all? Let's debate it in the comments. Before you go, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more, click on our other videos. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.